Hi friends, strangers, internet. My name is EmilyHanhan. I love colorful makeup and colorful language. And you're probably looking at me like, whoa bitch, what is going on? So I'm in the middle of it's a dueling video filming situation. So your girl has the final restock of the Coloured Raine Safari Raine palette. For some damn reason, I thought when this was released that, you know, I don't need it. I mean, the reason probably was because of money. I was just like, I don't need it. I mean, I love the greens, but like, I don't need it. Well, it came back for the final restock and I needed it. So I think at this point the palette is sold out, but there are singles still available. If that is the case, I will link it down below. If it's not the case and you don't own this palette, well, you probably didn't click on this video. But if you did, I bet if you're an eyeshadow lover, you probably have some similar colors in your collection. So if you just want to see what I do with this palette, keep on watching. I am planning on doing a two-tone look, so you will see greens and golds and turquoises and taupes, and yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna dip into the oranges tonight. Now, if you don't know Coloured Raine, Coloured Raine has some of the best formula for both mattes and shimmers. And that's saying a lot because I have a lot of indie brands where I love their matte formula, I don't love their shimmer formula, or they make just amazing dimensional shimmers, but their mattes either just don't even cross my radar or like I just don't care. I'm gonna do one eye at a time just so that we can, you know, not be too, I guess, I don't know. We're gonna do one eye at a time, but I just put primer in my brow, which took away some of the color, although that's fine. So for this eye, I plan on using Congo Basin, Green Valley, Lioness, and Matriarch. At least that's gonna happen on the top part. I did zoom in a little bit further. I'm very, very excited about my new camera. The brushes I'm using today have been cleaned with Cinema Secrets, but they're still a little stained. So just giving you a heads up. Yeah, so if I didn't finish my thought from before, Coloured Raine has one of my absolute favorite matte formulas and shimmer formulas. I was swatching these yesterday because my dear friend Alex, sincerely Alex Makeup, mentioned in the same breath this palette and the Melt Gemini palette. And here's what I will say. The Melt Gemini palette, the shimmer green has a similar look to it, and the two matte greens are kind of like Congo Basin is kind of like the two matte greens combined. So while you don't have that softer green blend out that's in the Gemini, which is honestly one of my favorites in that palette, even though I never really reach for it, even though you don't have one of those blend out colors, you do have that like mid-tone muddy green that you're seeing right now with Congo Basin. Now I kind of packed it on. It did stick right down to my base. So I would say if you are looking for a softer diffusion like this, I would either let your base really set down. I didn't, I kind of just went right in. Or you could possibly set your base or just go in with like less product and build up. But it went right in and built. And I think I'm just gonna wing it out. I'm going to use Matriarch. I'm very tempted to use Jungle on this eye, but I think I just want to leave Jungle for the other eye. Now again, I'm being completely honest. This did like stick right down. So I have this new brush from Refer. It's a prototype. It's their 23. It's even tinier than their, where is it? than their pencil. So I think because the blendy brush I was using was just a little bit like too splayed out, I'm gonna draw the wing with this from the lash line. Going in with a little bit more Congo Basin, and I want to round out that shape a little bit, but with the green instead of the brown. And is that rounding it out? Not really, but I don't know. I just want a little bit more height there. It's a learning curve. The reason why I held off on getting this palette for so long is because I didn't feel like it was quite green enough for me. So, and I'm kind of seeing that already, but I don't want to be just like a negative Nancy from the jumping off point. Speaking of that pencil, I'm going to use that in Jungle, the turquoise, for the lower lash line. And I did not put any base on my lower lash line, so. And I did pick up 2 of these brushes, so I'm using this little one. Now let's play in some shimmers. I always carry my shimmer up to my crease and then I tap above the crease because I know it's going to transfer, and I don't mind that shimmer traveling because shimmer is beautiful. It is time for Green Valley. Oh, come on little shimmer. I swatched you. I know you're pretty. Yeah. That is the kind of green I dream of. And then I will go back in with a little bit of matriarch and just deepen up over the shimmer. And then, y'all know I'm not a gold queen, but Lioness is absolutely stunning. But I do want a smaller brush. I think we'll use this little guy. The shine on Lioness. I mean, the shine on Green Valley is also beautiful. Just tapping it over to blend. And I think I'm gonna bring Lioness into the inner corner properly. Yeah, you know it's a good color when even somebody who's like meh to gold is just like, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna put just a little bit of Amazon Basin between the gold and the turquoise. Curious to see how the teeny tiny brush picks things up. Oh yeah, that is nice. We're not totally done, but that is the first eye. That green. And Congo Basin is going to be one of those fun murky shadows to play with. There's some weird little texture right on the inner corner of my eye. So if that turns into something else, just giving you all a heads up. Going with the same size brush, the 13, and we're gonna go into Jungle. So I'm very quiet over here because I feel like I am struggling a little bit with this color. But But I think, honestly, what's happening lately is I think I'm realizing that a lot of matte formulas are being released, and I think some of the Coloured Raine formulas are like this. It's just I'm getting used to them again, but a lot of formulas are very much a pack and lightly blend out the edges kind of matte formula, and I'm still kind of in that windshield wipery motion like habit. So I'm also struggling because this color is much darker than my other eye, and so mentally I'm like having a hard time putting the two together. But yeah, I think that I don't love the shape that I created, but I'm trying to just roll with it. But I will say that that color did go on patchy, and I was able to get like the even and dense opacity when I went back in. But at first application I was a little bit worried, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna do the same thing I did. My eye shapes are totally different, but I'm gonna do the same thing even though this eye doesn't seem to need it so much. These little teeny tiny brushes from Refer. Oh. I am feeling it. If I could fix anything right now, it would be right up here where I went just a touch too high, but I feel like if I try to fix that, it's just gonna get worse. Just had to embrace the full shape, because when I tried to correct it, it just got worse. And that's my lack of skill, not the palette per se. Yeah, if I could fix these eye shapes, I totally would. If I could start over, I would, but I'm not going to. Yeah, these little P23 brushes, they are making me so happy right now. I thought the lower lash line was easy thanks to the pencil brushes. These are even better on my tiny eyes. Like, I had so much more control just now. Ooh, okay. Okay, so we've done all the matte work. Now it's time for some Amazon basement on the lid and some kind of gold green action elsewhere. Okay. Amazon basin is as pretty as everyone makes it look. If you are a taupe bitch, it is the color for you. We're gonna do Lioness on that inner corner because I can't actually get enough. It's liquid fucking gold. Liquid gold. So I'm gonna take a little bit more jungle, and where I put Amazon basin above the crease, I just want to add a little turquoise and kind of create a new color right there. It kind of blends and it kind of doesn't. Like, I probably should have been a little bit more controlled with my shimmer application. Okay, I hope it caught all of the last video. Again, learning. But what I was saying is that I think that like some of the shimmers in here are more like headstrong and they want to like just be on their own and not blend with the mattes, and I think that's the case with Amazon basin and even I bet Lioness, because they're such a beautiful like shimmery formula. Even in the pans, I feel like the Amazon basin and Lioness like pick up a little easier and just look a little like almost like thicker and chunkier. I don't know if you could even tell the difference, but yeah. And I mean, I haven't tried any of the orange row on my eyes yet, so there might be more to report back on those as well. But I just feel like, I think that the shimmers like struggle a little bit more to kind of blend into the matte. I'm zooming more all the way out because I feel like I got my angle wrong. But this is like the idea of a two-toned eye for me, where I bring the lid kind of colors here, down here, and then same thing here, and then having the same inner corner kind of visually, you know, brings you all in. I think as an eye, this one is a little bit more cohesive because the gold here is really against the turquoise and the taupe, but I wanted to like bring them together a little bit. And gotta figure out what to do for the waterline. We're gonna do waterline and mascara while I have you, and then we'll wrap this video up. I really want the turquoise to kind of pop, so I'm at least gonna put this on this eye. I think I'll just go ahead and do it on this eye. So I know the lighting is kind of shit right now, but that's the finished eyes. I'm going to do my lips and then I'll be back to give you my final thoughts. Okay? Okay. So that is the finished look with the with everything on there. Again, I apologize that my lighting is not great right now for these eyes. It's kind of shadowy and dark. I am learning. I hope it's not too bad. But that is the finished look. So Miss Safari Raine. First impressions. I wish I could say that my first impressions are like all A+, 100% perfect. I think that I need to remind myself that, particularly with this palette and maybe with a lot of shadows that I own, that these kinds of mattes are more made for packing on the color and then blending out. And that would be my thought to anyone that has this palette and happens to be watching this video either before they've dug into it or they've dug into it and they're a little confused about it. I would say I think these mattes are more built for packing on and blending together. They do blend together though. Matriarch, the deep brown, blended into Congo Basin quite nice. It blended into Jungle also really nicely. I have a feeling that Clay, which is the orange, would probably blend into Matriarch pretty nicely. Matriarch is a slightly more cool tone brown, so you might have a little bit more challenge. I would probably not try to blend Clay into Jungle or Congo Basin because it's an orange tone, it's probably going to muddy up a lot with the turquoise especially, and probably the green. So I would say I think you could pair the colors together, but I wouldn't like expect a seamless blend. Like I think doing this green eye with an orange lash line would be stunning. I think doing an orange eye with like a turquoise lash line or a green lash line or a green inner corner or something like that would also be really cool. But just in terms of color theory, I would be careful trying to mix these three colors together. And the same would go probably for actually I think Toucan. So Toucan is the other, Toucan and Tigress are the two shimmers in here. I actually think these could probably work with Green Valley in a way, especially Toucan and Green Valley. But again, I think, you know, green is opposite on the color wheel from red. and this orange is pretty close to red. And what that means when they're complementary colors is that when you put them together, if you put them together not blended, they will make each color pop more. But if you try to blend complementary colors, you're just gonna get brown. And then Amazon Basin is the one shimmer that I think probably is not gonna like transition into another shimmer very well. But I am curious to try Amazon Basin as an all over color, like as a taupe all over, even blended out, because it's a stunning color. And I think it's like such a fun addition to this palette. So again, my first impressions are a little iffy on the mattes and how they perform. It's not that they're not pigmented, it's just that they are more of a pack on, blend the edges than windshield motions or like super blown out. I've said that a million times, so I'm going to stop saying that for now. Editing Emily popping in, looking absolutely ghostly, to say that I paired Congo Basin with a light yellow-green shade from Lethal Cosmetics the next day after I did this review, and the blend out was much easier. So I used my same eyeshadow base, but I put down the yellow-green shade from Lethal all over, and then I went in with Congo Basin on top of it. So I think somewhere in between either having for somebody that's a lighter skin tone, having a lighter blend out color to pair with some of the colors in this palette, and or setting your primer a little bit. I'm usually not team set my primer, but one or both of those things could be part of the reason why I had a better performance or easier performance. So I wanted to update that real quick. Okay, back to not potato cam ghost Emily. If there are any colors in this palette you would like to see me highlight in a look again, definitely leave a comment. Or if there are any other palettes that I have or singles that you'd like to see me kind of mix in with this palette, you can also let me know that in a comment. And of course, let me know what you think of the look. I mean, you know, I'm still kind of self-conscious of the yellow blush, but the eye look in particular, I would love to hear your thoughts. Or are you like excited that you have this palette if you got it? Are you, just let me know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As per usual, I love talking with y'all. And yeah, if you enjoy this, I would love for you to follow along with my colorful shenanigans and subscribe. That's what that meant. And thank you so much to my patrons. If you are interested in checking out my Patreon and learning a bit more about me and what I do over there, it is linked in the description box. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter at Nomnivorous. And I just hope that you are taking care of yourself. Stay safe out there. And please don't forget, Black Lives Matter. Thanks so much for spending a bit of your day with me, friends. Bye for now. Sorry, Kara, I stole your bye for now. Didn't mean to, but now it's in here.